Well, folks, it is time to discover on who is going to be the World League champion, and it all starts here at Beacon World League. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the new season of Beacon World League, the solo league. In case anyone did not know, I'm Randomize. I'm joined by Padster and Epos. Padster, how you doing, my friend?
Yeah, good. It's cool to be back with Beacon. It's obviously been on a bit of a break, but I always think this is a competition that really showcases the best of kind of solo Trackmania. Certainly when you're dealing with cup mode, it's always great fun, and the maps are always super interesting. So I'm looking forward to getting into this new season.
Yeah, and of course we have the guest that everyone knows in the world, Epos. I think it's time you finally let other people win competition. So glad to have you on our side for a little bit. How you doing, bud?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I mean, I'm excited to play some Beacon, man. I've always supported this project. I think they're doing great work with the maps, great work with production. And so, yeah, I'm excited to be here today and on the track next week.
Yes, sir. Sometimes we need to make sure there's room for others to join you. But yeah, so Beacon qualifiers today. We've seen it in the past, but to kind of explain it again on how it normally happens is usually players will do more of a TA style. They will grind out for as long as the maps have been out, try to get their best TAs, and then we're going to throw them into rounds, kind of like TA again, where we get the best average time of the 8 rounds out of 10. So it will be it will look like it's round modes, but it's kind of a mix of rounds and TA. So just to explain that a little bit, and I think it would be really cool to see who are the other returning players as well. Get that up on your screen in a moment to kind of break down who we already have and then who we're going to get on there. I'm not sure if that was here we are. Wham! Cool. So yeah, there it is. Epos up on the top. Josh, Monta, Bozbez, Tween, Ender, Charles, Richie, and Wizzy. They are your returning players. And we have, as you can see on screen, 7 more slots to be filled in today. And then, of course, there is still a second division. So there'll be 16 slots to fill in there. So the top 7 today overall will be able to join these gentlemen here in Division 1, and then the next following 16 will be able to follow through. Epos, now I'm very curious. We already know all these players here on screen. We're already seeing a lot of them, but added curiosity, there's a lot of really good talent ready to join you on the track. Is there anyone you have your eye on going into this qualifier?
I mean, I think I saw Novu grinding the tracks. Novu has been doing great work recently. Good player, consistent, fast. You have Melio, I think, who's also playing it, which, yeah, I mean, another great player. I actually teamed up with him maybe 2 or 3 years ago to play a duo competition together, so I know his talents. So if I were to look out to anyone, I'd say, yeah, Novu, Melio, great players. I think they are with a great shot of making Div 1.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that 100%. And Padster, is there anyone else that we, as a crowd, should be keeping our eyes on?
Well, I'm having a look at the time attack scores so far, and these, of course, do matter in the seeding format. So Melio and Novu are first and second currently, just based off time attack before any rounds have taken place. But up there as well, Jaka is in third. Then Jan is in fourth. So they're 2 other players who I think are in a decent position and are both very talented players who can make it into Division 1 for this season.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I mean, just currently seeing who are current in our top 7 based off the time attacks, it's Melio in first, Novu second, Jaka in third, Jan in fourth, Noisia in fifth, Cagney in sixth, and Jadon in seventh. Those are currently our top 7 based off just the TA portion. And I gotta say, I gotta root on for my NCSA crew. Charles is the only one in there right now, and Noisia and Cagney have been coming out of nowhere. They have constantly just, they are the splinter in the foot right now, and we're looking for them to be the entire floorboard for these players to try and deal with. They've been doing such a good job improving, but I want to also keep my eyes on Jadon. I feel like every time I see Jadon compete, he's like one step better. Every time he is in a tournament, it's like oh, he placed in the top 24. Next tournament, he placed in the top 16. Next tournament, he's going to place in the top 8. Next tournament, he's going to be taking on that boss. You know, like it feels like every time
Don't
I
know
see
about that
Jadon's
last
name,
one, mate. Don't know about that last one. I can't be letting that one slide.
How did Trent on track go again? How did
I'm
Trent on
just
track end?
saying he's gotten so much better, and he is a name that I have been watching grow
Yeah.
in the Trackmania scene. I mean, as long as well with other people like Noisia and Cagney. Of course, I'm going to be a little biased towards their direction, but it's really cool to see names, you know, slowly work their way through the ranks, through the leaderboards. But you know, if I look at the other players who have been kind of lurking right under, Aris is definitely a player that could potentially upset people and take a Div 1 spot. He is currently sitting at the break line. He is 8th overall on the leaderboard. But he is definitely someone I could see potentially upset, you know, like a Jadon, like a Jan, you know, even like Jack. Jack is a great player, but you know, we've seen these players slip up here and there once in a while. It's one of the reasons why they tend to struggle, and they're more in the mid half to the bottom half of leagues and stuff like that. And you know, I want to see them step up, but you know, we could see the players from Split do some damage. We'll have to
100%.
see. Yeah.
I mean, it's always about the work ethic, right? If they put in the work and they put in the practice to do some consistent rounds, that's all that matters in this format. You need 8 good rounds. It doesn't matter if you get 6 fantastic ones. If you get 2 really, really dodgy ones, then game's up, I'm afraid. So yeah, if they put in the effort, then the Split guys can do great. Cackney Noisia, of course, can do great. Jadon, he can do great effort. Of course, he's been putting a lot of work in Trackmania recently. So yeah, we can definitely see some upsets, but I think it's whoever's put in the most time will make that Div 1 slot.
Yeah, and it's definitely interesting how you bring up the time thing, because there's I always notice there's been 2 pretty successful styles of training, where there are people like the Epos, where you have like 15, 16 hours per map, and then you have people like the Carl Juniors, where they do like an hour on, a day off, an hour on, a day off, and you know, there's always that interesting switch back and forth. I mean, Badster, you were talking about, we saw how many people are currently from your region in the Div 1, you know, so like you've already seen a lot of this talent. Would you say like everyone has more of like that Epos training, or more like the Carl Jr. training in your region?
Oh, absolutely more like the Epos training
Okay.
in my region. A lot of people put in a lot of time into maps. There's not really anyone who turns up half-tracked and then goes on to, like, you know, you don't have those, like, long lower bracket runs very often in tournaments run with British players. People just tend to turn up full tracked, or if they're not fully trained, then they'll just go out in the middle of a pack, even if they are a good player. It does happen sometimes.
Yeah. You know, and it's really funny. Trackmania Games has just completed, and the fact that Germany won it, and then Great Britain was up there on podium. I've been saying for some time now that, you know, a lot of people say like France is like the dominating country, and I have always told people no, Great Britain and Germany have some of the best players. And then there's been some uprises in different countries and stuff like that. Even U.S. is somehow, we are starting to, you know, have Noisia in there, NCSA overall. Sorry, I said Noisia, I meant Cagney. But we also have Noisia and Charles. Neil definitely could be someone, but unfortunately, Beacon lands on the time when his business tells him you need to go out of state. So that's why, unfortunately, we don't see him in these competitions. But yeah, I think it's really cool to see how everyone has always said this game is so French dominated, and it's like, look at the Beacon leaderboard right now. There are, I think, what did I see 4 Great Britain players? Yeah. Like, don't see French flags. Sorry, geek.
I think over the last 5 years or so, a lot of the top players coming out of GB have been really heavily focused on that mixed competitive style, tending to avoid more janky maps. And if you look through our overall results in Trackmania Games, it is a hilarious split of, on formats with like consistent rounds-based stuff, we tend to do really well. When you look at like Trial or Pathfinding, and we're not in the top 16. It's a really interesting split as to how GB has developed, because certainly at the start of TM 2020, it we had like one good player, and that was it.
Yeah, I think we definitely need to bring up some players to play some trial or some RPG. We need to put a post out just for people to start grinding that sort of stuff.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, but I mean, if you do that, then we don't have, Beacon World League, aka Great Britain World League, at this point, because that's what it's starting to turn into. But, folks, it is getting to that time now where we will start to get the players into the lobby. We are going to get them all the way in. I want to kind of reiterate the predictions earlier, and I would love to see if there is anyone you guys think that I already know who you will, who we're keeping our eyes out on. Is there anyone in the potential Div 2 area that could be a full-fledged upset into Div 1? Do you have any of those predictions, or do you think our top 7 right now are locked and loaded?
I mean, it'd be great if I had the time attack players on my screen for starters, so I can actually have a nice look. I'll hand this over to Padster.
Sure. I think there's perhaps 2 names that really stand out to me. One is Andy RC, sat in 9th, a player who I think really surprised me in terms of how well they played in TM games, and generally has been doing better and better in mixed. And their positioning, they're not far off at top 7. And then in 11th place currently is Alex W, who has also had some excellent performances. So they're the 2 I'd keep an eye out from, who aren't currently in that top 7. I think if they play their rounds well, they'll make up that kind of deficit that they currently have.
I utterly agree. I think the 2 players that you've mentioned are definitely the ones to look out for. Alex, especially, I think has been putting up some great stuff recently. And Andy, very consistent. He played something with Team Wombo, I think, maybe 2-3 months ago, and he had a great showing there. So yeah, Andy RC, fantastic. Alex is fantastic. You can always look at people like Maxtrax, Yami, Rotrex especially. I think Rotrex, didn't he get a final in a LAN recently, as far as I know?
I believe so. I don't remember which one, though,
Yeah.
but yes, I believe
So
he's done that.
Rotrex, if he's put in the work, then he can do great. 100%.
Yeah, I generally was sitting here waiting for you guys to go through yours, and I was going to say Rotrex was my other potential upset player. So and then you guys said it, I'm like, okay, never mind. But yeah, I mean, it's hard because when you're looking at the top 7 again compared to everyone who's looking to be in Div 2, there are definitely players who could do. I mean, heck, I'll sound biased just because I can, but I feel like even Exotica could potentially be an upset for a Div 1, but I also know he hasn't been training as much as he would like. I don't even know if he's showing up today. There was a stream, I think 2 nights ago, where he goes, qualifiers are at like 6 a.m. for him. So he's just kind of like, if I show up, I show up. If I'm awake, I'm awake. And I feel like that is kind of the attitude for most of people from my region. I'm the only one that's not allowed to have that attitude, and neither can Legion. We have to be professional and be on stage and cast. Well, players can choose to come and
I'm not
go.
going to play today. You know what? I don't want to do it.
6 a.m.
Listen,
What?
guys, I'm tired. I'm just going
Wakes up to the alarm, checks it. Nah, I'm going back for a few more hours.
That was me this morning. I looked at that alarm and I go, "You son of a." I openly admitted to the guys in the green room before we came on stage that I sort of forgot that the qualifiers were today. I've been so focused on the league that I forgot about qualifiers, and I went to bed at 2 a.m. and I was up at like 6:30 this morning, 7 o'clock. All right, I'm ready on my 2nd cup of coffee.
In for a third, I'm sure.
Oh, 100%. I'm grabbing a cup of coffee before I go play the organ at a church. So I'm sure we're not here to hear me blab. But yeah, so we are about to get underway. I'm currently looking for information, but I think we could probably start to... you know what? Yeah, we still have time. So why don't we do a little bit of map showcasing? Can we throw up some of the maps on screen? We got some cool videos. Might as well show them off to you guys. Let's check out Otana Blue. The mime map, the crazy one. Oh, sorry, no, we are going to Flore.
Yep, this is Jorda's map. obviously one of a head staff of the event, has been involved in mapping for a long time. I can't remember whether they've had previous of their own maps in Beacon World League. I think they have, but it's still very cool to see again.
Sure, they had one in Duo League.
Oh, right. Okay, you're right. I do remember that. Yeah, really cool map. I like this map. I feel like it's one of the smoother maps,
Yeah.
if that makes sense, out of the three of them. I mean, I did try to queue up a ton of blue, but our production was like, nope, we're going this way. But you know, Flore
Flore
is
map.
definitely, yeah. It is to me, from watching replays, because I'm terrible and I can't play these maps, but from watching it, it felt like it was the most butter map out of all of them. I mean, Epos, you've been training them. How would you feel about that one?
Yeah, I mean, out of the three, in my personal opinion, I think it's the flowiest. It just, yeah, like you say, smooth like butter. You have some nice turns here and there. So for me, out of the three, definitely the flowiest. Probably the simplest map as well. That's probably why it flows so nicely. But no, for me, it's a fantastic map. Really, really fun map.
I want to reiterate, folks. He says the simplest map, but this is Beacon. So simple equals very tough, but the one that doesn't throw you around like a ragdoll.
Correct.
And out of curiosity, if we can get from production, which map do we have next? Because I would love to show them off before we get in. So the warm-up is actually starting, so let's actually check out a ton of blue, and then we'll show you the third map later. But here we are, the other one, the one that throws you around like a ragdoll. Do you want to break down this map a little bit for us?
Oh yeah, fully. I mean, the start is absolutely it's so difficult, so tough. You have this ramp, you have this grass, the water grass, so tough, and then you have this turnaround coming around here, which is easier than it looks, but if you get your inputs wrong, you can definitely fly out. But no, I'd say it's a very first half heavy map, but it flows once you know how to play it.
Yeah, I generally like the idea how some of these maps, you know, like when we hear the word identity, right? We think, oh, this crazy thing that happens at the end. But this map has an identity, and it's just slippery wheels. I mean, Patster, have you even tried touching this map?
No. I've played enough mine maps in the past to know that I struggle with them. Plenty of map testing for other events, and yeah, they tend to be tricky, but it looks interesting. I've seen some talk about some sections tripping people up, so we'll have to see how they get on in rounds as we actually get in to the server.
Okay, production. But here we go. We are now into the qualifiers officially, folks. This is a live round. As we mentioned earlier, it's kind of a mix of a round and TA. You don't really have to worry too much about your position, but it definitely gives you an idea of what kind of pace people are putting out there based on your positions through the checkpoints. And it's going to be very important for them to have good consistency with a lot of pace, because of the fact that your top 8 best times will get smushed up into one nice big time for you to essentially gain points or an average ranking. So now that we get a good idea of what I was talking about earlier about slipping around, someone died there unfortunately, but yeah, now you guys get an idea of the slip and slide. There is water hiding there, so these players technically have wet wheels in the end here, but they do a really good job getting a lineup that allows them to just have a no slide and have a lot of speed to go to the end there.
Yep, Novu winning first round there. Does have a world record on here, a 1:08.5, as you can see. So within half a second world record on first round in a consistently based proceeding format is not a bad start.
Yeah, it's fantastic if you ask me, especially for a map that this is tough. Being within half a second, definitely not a time to be ashamed of. And I mean, you saw at the front, we also had Cackney, the NCSA boys, doing quite well. We had a couple fails at the start here, getting around to the drift section, and yeah, you can see everyone dropping like flies. It is a tough section.
Oh my god. Right as you said that, more of them going there. There you see all the water on your screen there. There is water hidden under there. Cool mapping trick where you put a water block down and then you put either grass or dirt or whatever the heck you want on it, top of it as a ghost block, and then ta-da, you now have a wet block, and it's neat trick, but it can be deceiving if you are not ready for it. Why do you have to put that up on the screen? Don't remind me.
Hey, it's all good. You still got your boy Noisier leading the pack by around 3/10 actually. He's putting up a steamer around by the looks of it.
Oh wait, Exotica's up there. Hello, you woke up. Or
He
probably
checked
not
the alarm and he thought he'd give it a go today. He was like, you know what? I'm not too
Right.
tired. I'll give it.
Is Jan gonna go inside pole? No, Alex went inside pole.
Yeah, I see.
On the ending section, do you know anything about that line, Epos? Or I
No.
thought I saw Jan do it previously. Just
Yeah, not a clue. Maybe it's a faster line. Maybe it's a safer line. I have no idea. I will check it out later. That's for sure.
I would imagine you avoid potentially trying to turn left early and then slide out on the outside. So it might be. I'm very curious if that is a safe line. I would love to not test it and DM people instead. I was like thinking about like, wait, no, I'm not going to touch this. I'm terrible at this game.
A bunch of people dropping the start again.
Oh, a little fun fact for everyone. You can obviously a lot of people know this. A lot of custom blocks in these games and in these maps, and there is a hidden invisible block right at the beginning. So where you saw that green sign, you have to go in the direction it tells you. Otherwise, you hit an invisible block. Thanks, Gilo.
Huh. Okay, that's something that I had no idea about.
Oh, I found it right away. I instantly tried to go on the inside and just died and went, oh. And then Gilo was like, oh yeah, I put that there. And I'm like, thanks. Or at least that's what he told me. I don't know if it was this map or not, but okay. Can we talk about the difference right now on everybody with Noisia way up in front?
Yeah. Can we just check on Alex just to see the line that they're going to do here? I wonder if it's gaining.
Wait for it.
Okay, hold.
Oh.
Inside.
I mean, it looks
That looks faster.
to me. Yeah? Now that looks feasible. Oh,
much
1:08.63 by Noisier.
Blimey.
Putting up a 10th behind the world record.
Yeah.
That's your boy doing work.
Yes, sir. Formal would be very happy right now. Formal, I don't know where it happened, but Formal became an instant Noisia fanboy. So he in Australia, upside down, is probably cheering in his sleep. Oh, I do see a name in the chat. Demo's not playing. Oh yeah, I just realized that. Oh, I think Demo had schoolwork or something, unfortunately. But that would have been a name I would have instantly called out and said, yes, that is someone I could see do some damage.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised not to see Demo play. But I guess, like you said, he had other priorities at the moment and didn't end up playing.
Okay, if you want an interesting...
A lot of people drop back. And I have not seen a Jadon on the server. Am I right
There's
in
two
saying
servers.
that?
Two servers.
Two servers. Okay, my bad.
Okay, if you want an interesting stat about the time that Noisy just drove, it was faster than their time attack time.
Oh.
Their time attack time was
offlining going on by the
0.69.
sounds of it.
So
there's
they may
a lot
have been
of
offlining.
There was a lot of offlining. I can guarantee.
Okay.
So yeah, that's an exceptionally good run. Doesn't impact the weightings. It's not like that run now becomes for 30% for TA. But it looks like it's going to be another rapid time. That's a 0.7. Yeah, Noisia is looking so good on this map.
Yeah, he's flying through the gates.
The consistency of getting 108s over and over again is actually incredible right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I said earlier, the people that put in the work, I mean, the results will show, and he's showing it right now by banging out good times back to back to back. Yeah, no, so many people dying at the start. It's really, really tough. Really tough turn. I think once you get past this sort of chicane on the grass here, you can sort of check the HUD, give a little bit of a gap, and just safe your way to the fin. But man, this is very tough at the start.
Noisia doesn't know how to save.
Yeah, I can see that. He's always a 10th ahead at the start, every single time.
The amount of times I've sat in VCs with them.
As demonstrated.
Yeah. Every time I've sat in VC with the NCSA players, And I would mention that to them. He goes like, I don't know how to save. There is no safe. I can't do an Argentinian accent. I'm not going to try.
I think that was a fantastic effort at the accent.
Okay, I'm always happy to see a Brit flying the flag in first, but I wasn't expecting Ackle to be up there.
Yeah.
That is... Oh, maybe drop back now. But it was a nice surprise entry for a bit. And we see Jan go inside there, and Alex again. That looks fast, that inside line.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a little faster by the looks of it. But like you said, it's one of those players that I think was around the 10 to 15 position in the time attack, and we didn't really speak about him. But checking the leaderboard, I think he's not doing too badly by the looks of it.
We got called out in chat for cursing again. Whoops.
We would never.
Sitting in 9th is definitely not too bad.
No, not at all. Especially as this is just map 1.
Yeah, Whoop, another player. I haven't seen Whoop play too many competitions recently, but he's obviously looking like he's put in the work. Sat in 6th in the leaderboard. 1:09.2 is the best time that he's put up so far. It's a solid showing.
Yeah, I mean, Whoop, I feel like has been another one of those players that's like, I want to dabble a little bit more in competitive. Okay, well,
yeah, maybe I shouldn't have talked about
Yeah.
him. My bad. My bad.
It's for anyone you don't like, because if you start talking about them now,
we can control the tides.
We can
I might go
control.
into a wall.
Yeah, I'd never say anything bad about Jan.
Speaking of the man, there he is.
Yeah, popping up on the screen, about to demonstrate the inside line once again, I'm sure. It seems to gain
Alex up there
around
to demo it.
05. Yeah, he goes from 38 on the checkpoint, and after the fin is all said and done, he is 36, 02. I don't know, it's something.
Okay, I wasn't saying anything, but the whole time I was very excited to see 3 NCSA, technically 4, because Toto is also NCSA. He's a dual citizenship, so he comes and plays in NCSA stuff as well. So to see a bunch of them up there, this makes me like a proud brother.
The NCSA boys are putting up a great showing by the look of it. Do you know whether they've trained together at all? I mean, I'm sure they would have, right? They would have had their own practice group.
I believe the Onyx boys did, and Charles. I don't know if
sense.
Nick's ever trained with them, because Nick's is West Coast, so he gets on like 3 hours later than everyone.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That 3-hour difference does make a world of a difference, I guess.
Not for Cackney. Cackney doesn't know what bedtime means. Cackney goes to sleep when his eyes close, and he wakes up when his eyes open. There's no, there's no difference to him.
Rotating sleep schedule. One day at 2, one at 5, one at 8.
Yeah,
It keeps going up. Yeah, and again, we have 3 Onyx players in the top 4 right now. They're doing a great job by the looks of it. Jan once again going to show the inside line, and he nails it. Ooh,
yes,
the stochastic coming into play. Love that.
You're enjoying this power.
Yeah.
Because you know it's going to be you next week.
Hey, maybe, I don't know, maybe if I start muttering to myself in my rounds when I'm playing KO next week, I'll just be talking about, you know, Binks here, Mudder there, Carl here, Pack, and maybe they'll start falling like flies. I need to start talking to myself in the rounds.
It was funny enough that you mentioned that, because I have a YouTube video up of back in 2024 World Tour when it was the solos. I somehow landed in a match with Otak and Charles.
Ooh,
yeah.
What a match!
So I knew I was gonna get my ass whooped. So I just decided to have fun with it, and I was like, I'm gonna cast while playing. And there was literally a round that I was right behind everyone.
Yeah.
And I sent that to Otak, and Otak was like, I don't know what's more impressive, the fact that you're casting while driving, or
you kept up.
You kept up. Yeah. And I had Charles in the VC with me when we were doing that, and he was like, dude, this is like pretty good quality casting.
Were you playing with the ghosts on, or were you just
Yeah,
playing with
I
the
had
HUD?
Ghost on. I played with Ghost on and HUD on, and I was doing exactly what I normally do. Like when I'm casting, I would be like, Exotica in 10th place, now in 11th place, 0.5 behind. Like I'm reading it while trying to drive.
Oh, randomized with a wonderful line catching 05.
I did cast myself a couple times. I was like, oh, randomize makes another mistake, or randomize keeping up with it, looking to be 0.1 behind. It was so funny.
Oh, what a concept, man. I'll have to take
You
that.
were there, Epos. You were there. You're in
Was
the
I?
video. It goes like you were like, what is, like, I don't know. You were like, what the heck is going on? You caught the end of it. You're in the video.
Dude,
Or
I
in
have
my
no
chat.
memory of it. I love it. I'm gonna have to rewatch that. You gotta send me a link.
Yeah, I got you.
Right. I am gonna interrupt story time for a second.
Yep,
So
go
that
ahead.
was our last round here on Atomo Blue. So there we have it. We should see time starting to update. Of course, there are 2 servers, so you can't just look at who did well here, and it's hard to keep track of stuff when there's multiple servers. But I'd have to say Noisia and Alex were 2 players who really stood out to me in that phase of the seeding. They both looked very fast and very consistent.
Yeah. I'd also say Novu was putting in a good effort. Definitely. Novu was putting in a good effort as well. But especially Noisia putting up good times back to back to back. I think that trend is going to carry on by the looks of it.
Yeah, and just to keep in mind for everyone as well, there was another server with a bunch of players in them as well, and ECM is doing a nice job combining it to be like one event or one server, I should say. So even though we saw some players do really well in some rounds, there may have been someone with a faster time in the other server. So that is going to combine it right now. But at the moment, the leaderboard hasn't really shuffled too much, but I do see one split player that has been able to push up into the top 7 right now. Oris is now up there. Yeah. And Exotica jumped up to 14th place. So there, Jadon, unfortunately, was one of the players I talked about earlier, but he is slipping down as we were talking about slipping and sliding. We are going to be showcasing Melise.
I'm not sure if slipping down is perhaps the correct term for Jadon. I think not turning up might be more accurate.
Okay.
And I don't believe Jadon actually played the round seeding. I'm not quite sure the story there, but yep, Jadon will not be in the Beacon World League this season.
You are right. I see a lot of DNFs. Oh, that's unfortunate.
So, not sure what the story is there. Perhaps focused on other stuff. There's so many competitions at the moment.
Yeah.
But that does open up a spot in that top 7, certainly compared to TA.
Yeah.
So at least one upset as such, and looking at how things are currently panning out, that's looking very likely to go the way of Alex W.
Noisia with a couple mistakes at the start, so maybe I was wrong with the fact that the trend is going to carry on of Noisia dominating. We see Skewen up in the top, which is definitely a name I did not expect to see leading the pack, but he's doing a great job, just leading ahead of Novu and Alex. Coming into a really tricky dirt part, you can easily get out into the outside here. We have a tight chicane here into the grass, trying to keep gear 3 on the exit of this. Does Novu do it? I think he just about manages. And one last dirt part before we head into the end drift and the fin. Novu putting up a great round here by the looks of it.
I'm just going to throw this out there because I know Epos definitely wasn't feeling the impressive aspect because it's more expected at your level. But as a caster, the fact that Novu was centimeters away from the outside of that dirt wall, I was sitting here like holding my breath that whole time. Yeah. You're probably very used to seeing that. I'm not.
I mean, especially from Novu. I mean, I respect Novu a lot as a dirt player. He's a fantastic dirt player, always doing well when there's like Mud Masters, Dirt Invitational. So me seeing Novu on the outskirts of outside dirt wall is not too surprising to me.
Yeah, and it was a very quick time as well, I think, just about 0.4 off world record.
Yeah, better than my PB, I think, so fair play to him. Need to work on this one for sure.
I would say this is probably the hardest of the 3, personally. At least when I was playing, I was struggling with this map. This is the only track out of the 3 I didn't complete.
Yeah, I think this track is really relentless. I mean, I'd say in terms of a difficulty spike, the mime map, the first 20 seconds or so, probably outdoes this. But as a whole track,
Yeah.
this track is relentless. You can really crash at every turn on the map if you're not careful.
Yeah, I mean, it's very tight. A lot of tight entries. Even this dirt here, like if you are not straight and then
Yeah.
getting ready to make that left turn and then coming out of that exit, again, here, like you have a little bit more than a car's width to get through half of these turns as Cagney and Jan go side by side. Wow, 7,000ths of a second difference. That's
Yeah, Jan wanted him.
actually
He sent that last drift.
yeah.
But again, we're seeing a good effort from Cagney and Noisia. First and fifth on the leaderboard with good times respectively. Definitely doing some good work. And Andy RC as well. I can't not mention him. He's always around the 5 to 10 place on the leaderboard. If he starts putting up a couple good results, then yeah, he could find himself in the Div 1 spot.
I know Trackmania players tend to not speak too much, but sometimes I wish we had listen-ins with some of the players just to hear the reactions through the rounds.
Yeah, just like an intercom. Just
Yeah.
just a
Team radio F1 style.
Yeah, like F1 style. You hear
That'd be amazing.
I think on the majority of the side you would hear silence though, wouldn't you? Everyone just in their own head playing their own rounds. I don't know too many players that talk in between every single round.
I think you just hear sighs occasionally.
Oh yeah, especially if you're listening to my team radio. It's just every single time I make... yeah. Ooh, one outside dirt crash by the looks of it. Everyone else seeming to get it good.
Yeah, the only danger we have is the players cursing out the mappers.
Oh yeah,
we're getting ready to
get a
bleep
lot
real
of that.
fast. Damn you, SQLC.
Yeah.
Noisia again, Cagney again, putting in good work. 1080. What a time. That is fantastic work
That's
from
fast.
Noisia. That is a fast time. And he's doing it consistently. He's showing his training. He's obviously put in a lot of work for this. I mean, he currently holds the world record with a 107.71, but still getting within 3/10, 4/10 of this map especially, that is solid. That is really solid.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the over leaderboard as it's updating a little bit. Jaka is able to push up into third. Noisia and Cagney are fourth and fifth at the moment, and Alex is sixth right now. So looking pretty good for them. Novu's got he's got to be careful. You know, there are people pushing up behind. I mean, Melio and Novu have been locked into that first and second place from the TA, but people are really starting
playing
to show.
in the other server? Has he showed up?
Melio is.
Okay.
I believe so. I think I
Yeah,
saw his name.
On the combined leaderboards, looking at players in the other server, Melio was 5th on Atona Blue. And I think Jack and Aris are in the other one, and they were 9th and 10th. So I think we have got the strongest server.
Let me just correct you here.
Oh, Jack is on screen right now.
He is driving up in second place right now. Trying to
I mean, Jack is having a great round.
Jacka with a good outside dirt. If he absolutely sends this drift, he can get a first place, but he safes it because he's a good rounds player. And he takes it. 107.93. What a time.
Blimey.
Fantastic by Noisia.
I don't think we're having too many doubts about whether or not Noisia is going to qualify into Division 1 currently.
Yeah, I think that's a guarantee at this
point. One Atona Blue. Surely has to be leading this one once, you know, the scores update and it's all combined. Second currently actually behind Melio, who seems to be doing good work on the other server.
Just to give some information as well about the overall leaderboards, just based on Otana Blue itself, we have players that are currently not in that top Div 1, Div 2 qualifiers that placed pretty well on that map. I mean, we have Peb from B2, who was able to outbeat Yano 8 in B2. Henkin is showing up, you know, like there are some good players that are like surprisingly it's Ryan, who is currently sitting in that Div 2. Yeah, he tanked down pretty far. A lot of players that are not in that Div 2 range at the moment did pretty well in those rounds. So if they can keep doing that through the rest of these, if I remember correctly, these round TAs are 70% weighted, while the TAs themselves are 30%. If I remember reading the rulebook correctly. So,
yeah, we can definitely see some changes.
yeah.
Just a question on my side: are we staying on the same server for the whole seeding, or are we planning to switch for the last map?
I would love to be able to switch, but that is completely up to production. I guess we'll. Yeah, I believe I think for the last one we're going to switch to the other server. Oh, there's a Filipino in there. Let's go. I'm half Filipino. I'm excited. Now I have a whole new person to cheer on for. Come on.
Yeah, maybe we can spec around and see how he does on the track.
Oh, I missed his name though. I just saw the flag. There he is.
Equimar.
Equimar. Come on, Equimar. Come on.
Rocking
Bella
the big...
Bruce is playing.
Oh, Bella Bruce is playing. You're right. I see him at the back of the field. Doing some work by the look of it.
You didn't call him out that way, man. You could have just said, I see him, but no, in the back of the field. Put a little emphasis on the word back.
Hey, I got good at TM because I got some harsh love from Bosbet, so I got to give some harsh love in return, you know?
Fair. Very fair. Oh, you just saw someone fly out there. I'm not really sure who that was, but yeah, that's... Again, this is such a pinpoint accurate map. Like, you're always about like a car's length or half a car's length away from some corner or wall every time you take a turn.
Yeah, this map is the definition of relentless, if you ask me. Every single turn every turn matters. It's not just one turn. If you get one turn good, no one cares, because the next one is going to eat you alive if you're not careful.
Well balanced map, I would say.
0.8.
Yeah. 0.8 is a great time for Novu. Fantastic work. And Noisia again with a 107.9. He is doing great times.
Noisia's cooking. Let's go, Philippines.
Noisia is in fact cooking. Equimar as well. Rocking the big clan tag. Obviously a fan of Gran Massa. I'm sure he would have liked to see those boys playing a bit of Beacon. Oh, we got Bella Bruce on screen. Let's see how he does. He makes it through pretty cleanly on the first turn.
Yeah, honestly, that's not too bad.
Yeah, he keeps the gear, staying within 2/10 of the top of the leaderboard. Can he make the outside? Now that is a British player right there. That is fantastic.
You were saying?
And they can't drift, so that
is a British player right there.
That's the most British player thing I've ever seen. Nails the outside dirt, immediately crashes the tech turn afterwards. Yeah. We are not beating the stereotypes. If TM Games has a Mudmasters version or event added in, a dirt event, we're dominating that as well.
Oh, look at the dirt turn. See, he's doing fantastic work when there's not a drift involved. We might have to keep specking until the last drift. See if he keeps the stereotype going.
It all goes wrong when the brake button has to be pressed.
Oh, that is a wonky line. Oh, cam 3 drift. Let's have a look. Oh, he makes it through.
Yeah,
that was a pretty good drift as well. We take that. Good work. Good work.
Yeah. Well, I love how we got the Carl Jr. camera right at the end there.
Yeah.
Actually, no, we got the Wizzy camera because Wizzy plays with the car in screen.
Yeah.
So Carl Jr.'s not the only Cam 3 player. Yeah, he plays
with Alt Cam 3. Yeah.
Everyone plays Alt Cam 3 besides Wizzy. For some reason, he needs. I mean, whenever I do play Cam 3, I have the wheels there too. I don't know. Yeah, I can't see. I can't vision the car.
Yeah, it's the same. And I think maybe part of it is because he's also into motorsport, so he likes to feel immersed. I think that's part of it. And so because he sees the wheel is like he's driving the car himself, Yeah, well, I mean, he is driving the car. Yeah, he's not driving a camera.
I mean, there was a funny clip of when Carl Jr. I think was like training with Spam, and they were just making jokes about how he plays in Cam 3, and they were like, yeah, you have to drive the car. He's like, we're driving a car? Because he's always in Cam 3.
Yeah, that's good.
Definitely Carl Jr. moment.
I think, from what I know, this is the last or the second to last round.
This is
and
the last round.
familiar faces again, rocking the top of the pack. We have Noisia leading, Novu coming in, trying to take one last point.
Oh, Noisia.
Is Noisia taking him on the line? I think he is. Yes, he is. Again,
Very
double
close there.
107s though. I know the pace that I have to reach for next week.
Yeah, so we are definitely going to be switching servers, folks. We will be checking out Flore, which we did show off the track earlier. We'll probably show it again because why not? We're Beacon. We have cool production, but yeah, we'll definitely be
Fantastic.
showing that off as well. And yeah, so that was pretty impressive. Again, Noisia, looking at just purely the ranks as they're all added up, we have 3 Onyx players showing off Melisa with Noisia at first, Cagney second, Novu third, and Melio fourth. So pretty nice work overall when we look at just purely the scores that came out of that round for just specifically that map, folks. That's what I'm talking about. Not overall average, but
What is the overall standings saying at the moment?
right now it's I believe it's the 3 names I mentioned earlier. It is Noisia and Novu and Cagney are swapped. Novu is currently sitting second, and
Yeah.
Cagney sitting third. Melio falls down to 4th place overall, but I mean, they're still all safe in that top 7 that you need to get up there. But Jacka slipping down a little bit as well, and Alex, unfortunately, who was fighting his way up, has fallen back down. But we are going to be going into Flore now.
Alex is actually in a good spot. If you look at the 2 maps we finished, Alex has come 3rd and 7th, and then the map we haven't played, they're currently 15th based off TA. So Alex still in with a decent chance of getting up. I'd say it's Jacka who's in trouble. 2 9ths on the 2 maps we've played.
Yeah, he needs to play a good map by the sounds of it to keep his chances alive.
But has world record on this map, so that's a nice contribution on the 30% TA side. Just needs to try and keep it
somewhat
enough,
clean
I
in the
think.
rounds, and he'll do
Yeah,
okay.
it should be alright. Andy RC sat very much in bubble, has finished 8th on both maps we played so far. So,
Dang. Talk about consistency, even your placement. Pretty impressive to be able to pull that off. I see a few more NCSA representatives here, so that makes me happy. You got PC over here, pretty good player in our region. Always been someone who can take on names like Cagney and Noisia, but just tends to get in his head a little bit, and that's what causes him to make mistakes. I mean, this is one of those things we also don't really talk about, is the emotion the players are going through. You have to stay locked in for a very long time, and if you make one mistake, you could really fall out of that groove and be very difficult to lock back in on these specific maps, especially.
Yeah, I can tell you firsthand that sometimes if you make a mistake that you don't think you should have made, it's very easy to snowball into another mistake or a slow round because you don't have confidence on the turn anymore. Especially if you make the same mistake twice, that's when you really get in your own head over something.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know why we do this, but we do it a lot. NCSA, we tend to have every year we like to update the what is those things called? Like those tile rankings, the SA, BC, whatever.
Tier lists.
Tier list. Thank you. Yeah. Sorry, it's still early for me, and I haven't finished the second cup yet. But yeah, for some reason we like to tier list to each other all the time in our region, and yeah, one of my favorite notes I read, Dummy, who is in our region, decided to tier list and give a reason for his tier list for every single player in our region. And I hit C, and apparently I'm there because I'm a hothead.
Because you're a hothead. You get stressed
Years
easily.
and years of Halo, of me punching my desk, sending my controller across the room. Yeah, a lot of people call you a hothead, Epos. I bet you if we can find clips of me losing my mind over the years, people would be scared of me. I've had the funniest compliment.
What have you been doing to your controllers, mate?
yeah.
Okay, well, I'm just going to let you know right now. I'm looking behind me where that fancy green light you'll see whenever I'm back on camera. Under there are about 5 controllers in 2 years.
Ooh, lovely stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Are
can say
you?
I've only gone through 2 in the last year, but that's not due to me smashing them. It's just a little bit of stick drift, and I got to send them to the shop. And so,
Oh,
yeah,
I twist the controller as I get
I
mad.
light a candle for every controller that I have to give up. Put the respect on my pad.
I keep them there to remind me to stop breaking them because they're expensive.
I was gonna say, randomize. Are you solely responsible for the current electronic shortages? We're
Probably.
just going into making new controllers for you after you smack them every time.
Yeah, and some of these are custom made controllers too, and they're gone. Like, sometimes it's just the classic Xbox controller, $60, and then I've had like the pro versions that are like 200, and yeah, I
I've
grip
never
very
bought a
hard.
controller over 50. Are they worth it in your mind?
Depends on what you do with the controller. For example,
I steer and
I
click
well,
brake.
so I have every camera bound to its own button,
Yep.
and I also have keybind or no, what are they called? Oh my god, it's early.
Action
for me.
keys?
Action keys. Thank you. I have action keys on my D-pad, so the back 4 buttons are also my D-pad. So I use that to action key when I play alternate cars. Yes, because there are people that actually enjoy playing alternate cars. Chat.
Hey, I'm not an old car hater, especially if you get me on a bit of snow car or a bit of rally. I can definitely take that.
Yeah.
We don't talk about
Besides,
desert, but
desert. There's dog. Dog, and then fill in the word for me. Thanks, chat. Yeah. Can't say it on stream. Have to be professional. But I also play. I also play a ton of FPS. Like I play a game called The Finals. And,
yeah, I know it.
Yeah, so I need those extra buttons. Which little fun story for y'all. I remember when I was getting upset with World Tour, helping out running it, and then people sending me good luck DMs. And then the finals decided to introduce a new game mode called World Tour. I wanted to scream. I'm like,
Sending you a little bit of trauma by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
Oh, I had PTSD when they were like, introducing World Tour. I'm like, no, no, no. Also, great round right now for Oris.
Yeah, Horus doing
Done with my
fantastic.
PTSD.
Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't been seeing Melio at the top of this leaderboard. This strikes me as a map that he would be very good at, but he seemed to crash every round that I've watched so far. I think he needs to, get a couple clean ones in, because right now he's DNFing by the looks of it. 18 seconds behind. I don't know what's happened. But yeah,
Pressure's getting to him?
there's no way the pressure would get to Melio, I don't
yeah.
think.
I
I
don't
think he's
know.
just having some dodgy ones. He's a consistent player as well, usually. It's surprising to me.
Yeah.
Strikes me as someone that would thrive off of this format. So hopefully you can get a couple clean ones in, because that is round 5 over, and he just has 3 rounds to make his case on this map. Where is he sitting on the leaderboard at the moment?
If I'm looking at the average rank,
Still third on overall.
third. Yeah, he. Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, nope. Update.
Nope.
Update. Oh no. Oh no. Melio's dropped down to 14th overall.
On that map?
Overall.
Yeah, currently
Really?
He's
third
currently
on that
sitting
map.
in Div 2 right now.
Ooh, he needs some clean rounds. He needs some clean rounds right now.
Yeah. Exotico, who was sitting in 21st place at the beginning of this, is sitting right behind him in 15th.
Yeah. Now the nice thing with this weighted format is that your worst round counts for 0%. So if Melio can get the rest of it clean, that DNF. I'm so sorry. So if Melio can get the rest of it clean, that DNF is going to be wiped, and I mean that DNF will still be wiped so long as he finishes the track, but it's going to be replaced with another pretty questionable time. It has to be said.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I think that's why it looks so bad right now in the overall leaderboard. As soon as that DNF is shuffled into the 0% column, it'll look fine. Or better.
Oh, man.
But there could be a little bit of risk for Melio if, they full crash again. It's going to start hitting the high percentage weightings.
Also, because I saw his name on screen for a second, I have to just say it because he's one of my best friends, Uruguay Numa, for rookie. he is the only Trackmania player in the world that has come and visited me in America. So
Oh, really?
I got to cheer him on. Yeah, he came here to America. We hung out. We had a great time. I showed him the American Dream Mall. I showed him some really good food in the area. We had a fantastic time. So I have to shout him out, of course. Love to see if he could do a little bit better, but unfortunately,
Is he
looking at
sitting
the
in a Div
overall-
2 spot? Or
No, he's 29th. He's close, but this
Yeah.
map has not been kind to him, unfortunately.
Well, maybe things will turn in the last 2 rounds. Let's hope for him.
Production, put
Melio
someone else on.
seemingly to put up a better run.
Don't say it.
Which is
Shush. Stop talking.
Yeah.
Okay,
Linko's up here, though.
Linko's on a fantastic
There we
run.
I'm trying to help, man.
Yeah, put your work in.
Listen, there's a reason why there's a picture of me here casting a beacon last year with a tinfoil hat on my head, okay? There we go. Melio makes it in first. That's what we
Lovely
were
stuff.
expecting the whole time.
Melio needed that round, but it's going to be nice to have that round heading towards a higher rate, like higher weightings. We'll have to see once it all updates, but we are actually getting to the end of seeding now.
Yeah,
We will
last
only
round,
have
no?
one more round on this server. I believe the other server is a little behind. I think they're 1 or 2 rounds back, so we'll have to wait for maybe 2-3 minutes to get an initial overall leaderboard. Of course, I'm sure things will still need checking behind the scenes, but yeah, we are approaching the end of the seeding. Anyone scaring you, Epos? Because you will have to play against some of these players.
I mean, Noisia and Novu, definitely. They've been putting up some great rounds. They've definitely showed me what I should be driving, and I will probably check the stats on this map at the end, because I think they are driving a little better than this server over on the other server, by the looks of it. So
Actually,
yeah, I'd
Noisia
say...
not scaring you?
No, Noisia is. Noisia and Novu.
Noisia,
Sorry.
Noisia. Okay.
I'd say
Hackney currently has been first place overall, by the way.
Yeah, but he's been doing the Bosbez, cheese the format, drive 8 clean rounds, make it perfect and pretty, whereas Noisia in a match putting up some fast times, and that is a lot scarier than consistent and solid in my book. Cup mode.
Okay.
But
That's
no,
fair.
Cagney's doing great, but I just think I might have him in the bag with a fantastic time from Melio to finish it.
0.4. Yeah,
0.4. What a time.
I hope that is enough for Melio to have rescued this map somewhat. It probably will be.
I hope so. That would be quite upsetting if he doesn't make it because of that.
Well, we are waiting for these leaderboards to officially update for both servers. I believe the server we were watching was slightly ahead of the other server since, less players means rounds faster. So we will see everything completely update. Yeah, it is currently updating, and I can say if this is officially updated and everything is set in place, Melio just made it across the line.
I'm not sure it has updated fully yet. It has not updated
It's
yet.
the last round.
Oh, there was one more round.
So it's all depending on this.
Oh, I failed to count.
Oh man! And if I remember correctly, Jan and Andy are in the server.
Yeah, they are. So if one of them puts up a good round here, then it
Yeah,
could all
see
be
Andy
over.
in second. He's there.
But Andy is quite
was there.
far behind
There he
on
is.
the average rank, whereas Jan and Melio are exactly equal on the average rank. So if Jan gets a good time here, he could solidify himself into Div 1. All the pressure's on him.
Oh my god, this must be the worst part when you're someone. This is always the things that scares me about esports and competitions is the moment where you realize your fate now lies in an opponent's hands, and it's always scary when you're sitting in here. Oh.
I think that's clean.
Shut up, Lynn. I looked over and saw it.
Yeah, that is another round in the books for him. I don't know whether that boosts his rank or it doesn't, but I'm sure that will refresh in a second and we can find out who we have as our Div 1 participants.
Yeah, the nice thing is, folks, if you have ECM up, it does auto update. It just, takes a second. But yeah, with that being said, Melio is now in Div 2. Jaka is the cutoff line. Artis, someone I did mention earlier, is a player that has jumped up, and Alex, another name that you both mentioned, is
4th.
up there now. Whew.
Oh, feel for
That
Melio,
is-
man.
Yeah,
That's
that's
rough.
Melio down,
That's
and I
so
think
rough.
there was someone else that fell out of the top. I don't remember who was also up there.
Jadon was, but didn't play.
Jadon, right? Yeah, he didn't play.
yeah.
Okay, so that was
Yeah,
a
But
free
that's
spot.
on him.
Switch.
I don't feel
Yeah,
bad for
yeah.
Jadon for not turning.
Not turning up. Yeah. Also, looking through standings, I think Jack has got away with it a little bit. Had a very strong performance on the final map. So ended up with 9th, 9th, 3rd, which beats out Andy, who got 8th in every single map. But yeah, Melio not making it. That is a shock, but 2 DNFs in 8
Was it
rounds.
two
It's-
DNFs in that map?
Yeah, it was two DNFs.
Yeah,
So one of them
that's what
actually
did it.
counted towards waiting, and that plummeted them.
Yep. That
Yeah,
would do
alright.
it for you.
I believe the final information, though, there is still a little bit to update. So I don't believe this is 100% set
Yeah.
in stone, as they're just double checking all the times, going through all that information. So we got to give that a quick moment. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, let the ECM magic work, and then we'll come back, break down what we saw just now, and then that'll be it for today because it's just qualifiers. So, folks, with that being said, don't go too far. We'll be right back with information about Beacon. All right, folks, it is time to break down what we just saw. No more gameplay for this week. We will be showing off the maps one more time in case you missed any of them. But yeah, we are going to break it down. Let's talk about the 3 maps because we didn't get to see everyone on screen at all times. We're going to start it off with a ton of blue, and we're going to talk about pretty much how we saw these averages. Again, for anyone that doesn't know how it works, they played for 8 rounds and then 2 of the rounds were dropped. The best average of the 6 were added together, done math, and then position. So in a ton of blue, Noisia and Cackney, the 2 of them we saw on stream, were pretty much dominating things, while Alex, Novu, and Melio, who unfortunately did not make Div 1, were sitting in that top 5.
Yeah, I mean, we still see, again, like you say, Melio putting up a good showing. We have Jan putting up a 6th place. We have Akul from Great Britain actually getting 7th place. So doing enough to get the Div 1 spot on one of the maps. But yeah, the NCSA boys, Noisia, Cackney, putting up a great front.
Yeah, definitely agree with that one. I mean, were there any surprises, Padster, on anyone that we saw up in that top area for Otana Blue? Was there anyone that you expected to play any better?
I think seeing Jaka do... Sorry, I'm looking wrong. I'm sorry, Ackle. Yeah, seeing Ackle do so well, I think was a bit of a surprise, but I'd say my standout on Otana Blue was probably Alex W. In terms of a jump up compared to TA, I think they were 12th overall in TA, kind of before any rounds got played, and then ended up 3rd on Otana Blue, and about once their best map. So, yeah, I expect them to do well. I expect them to jump up. I thought there's a decent chance to make Div 1, but they did it confidently, and this map was the start of it.
Yeah, I mean, we mentioned it earlier how there could be people that were hiding their times, and Alex could have definitely been one of those guys who put up decent times on the maps for the official TA and then went into the private maps and just decided to grind it out there. We'll never know unless we have a chance to interview him sometime in the future, especially because he is in Div 1. But we, again, as we are mentioning people being in Div 1 and Div 2, scores are still being slightly adjusted at the moment. So there's always a small chance that something could happen. We did get confirmation, though, that Melio will not, in fact, make Div 1, even with the adjusts, unfortunately. Speaking of Melio, as we jump into the second map, Melise, Melio did really well on this map, which is insane to me how he didn't make Div 2, or Div 1, excuse me, because he was 4th overall on this map with a 68-1 average.
Yeah, it just shows how important it is to stay consistent, not just on 1, not 2 maps, but you need to play a good match on all 3 maps. If you have one map where you're putting up 2 DNFs, which was the case with Melio, then yeah, it will punish you. And I mean, like you said, he put up a good effort, 5th place on Otona Blue, 4th place on Melise, and yeah, Flol was just the bogey map for him by the looks of it.
Yeah, and I have to say something that was, again, that consistency based on all the maps. Seeing Maxtrax and Whoop up in that top 10, top 11th on Melise, Padster, it just shows like there was potential.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, they do hold Div 2 though at the moment, so it's not the end of the world, especially. But if they wanted to fight for that Div 1 spot, they were definitely close to that one. But jumping on to the third and final map, Flole, as we check out some of the names on there. One big shocker is the fact that Noisia was sitting 10th place overall on that map, and this was where Super Karloof actually jumped up and got 6th place. I think that's what helped him lock into that Div 2.
By the looks of it, yeah, that is where he made his jump. And fun little interesting fact, I've just gone on all the maps and I've seen that Andy RC from Split, 8th on Otana Blue, 8th on Melise, and 8th on Flol. That is a consistent player, if you ask me. Always getting 8th place.
Yeah, and although I imagine Andy will be disappointed to miss out on Div 1, I think Andy's in a very good position to go for promotion from Div 2. Looking
100%.
at kind of the other names in there, I'd say Andy has seeded quite far above him because I don't believe Melio is going to be playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Based off something I've just checked. So if Melio isn't playing, I think Andy is going to be quite far ahead of the rest of Div 2. So in a good position to be in Div 1 next season, perhaps. We'll have to see.
So that actually, if you are correct, which I believe you are, Melio not playing, that puts Zerchov up into Div 2. So let's check out the tables on the overall so we can see who are our competitors for Div 1 and Div 2 officially. Now, again, these are provisional. It's tentative. It's not fully locked into place. And the seeding is not put into place at all. See, these names are they're just in there. So don't think that Jaka is seed number 1. But yeah, here we go. This is our competition here for Div 1, potentially. Epos, you got some competition, my friend.
Definitely. I mean, despite all the people that have qualified, though, I still have my eyes on that British man rocking Wombo. We have Bozbez. I think if I'm looking at anyone that is going to put the work in and take Div 1, Boz screams out a favorite for me, I think. Obviously, I want to put myself in that table and that discussion, but we'll see how the week unfolds.
Now, Padstar, I think what is really interesting that I love doing is trying to do a season prediction. And I would love to see what you think. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to see if you can call it at the beginning. But, I know Epos is here. So, imagine he's not. Who would be our top 4 players overall, do you think?
Right. I think it gets complicated very quickly because there's at least 2 players I'm going to slightly call out here as being very mood-based as to whether or not they actually decide to fully practice a tournament. And that is Ender and Boz. Like, if those 2 really focus, they can put in really good results, but I don't know how prepared they're going to be and how much time they're going to put in. I would put Epos first, I think, most likely. Has won the previous 2 editions. I don't
right now.
I don't think it's the most outlandish prediction, but I definitely put Boz up there. I think Ender maybe.
No talk on Noisia. Surprising.
Yeah, honestly, Noisia feels like such an unknown quantity. Obviously, did so well in this seeding, but it's hard to stack up how the other players who are pre-qualified would have done on it. I'd love to see Noisia up there, though. I think that would be really, really cool to see.
Yeah, Epos, okay, we already know you're going to be in the grand final. So who are the 3 that you think you would see in that grand final?
Me, myself, I,
and your alter ego.
Yeah, and my alter ego. There we go.
The safest answer you can give.
Let's say I exclude myself because it's not fun to just plonk myself in the final. I see Boz, I see Richie. I'm gonna say Noisia. I see Noisia actually. I think Noisia is gonna put in the work, and I think Noisia will get there. And then the last spot is just who trains. It's really who trains. I mean, I'm going to say me if I was, but if I'm not saying myself, Alex W, I think.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. For me personally, this is tricky for me because there are 3 NCSA players in there. But for me personally, I would say 100% Epos would be in there. I could say Bozbez will definitely be another top 4 player. And I can see a lot of mix-arounds. Richie, Wizzy, Alex definitely being in there. Ender definitely being in there. Novu can if he really wants to. Josh has been getting much and much better at mixed maps. So I could see a lot of those. I would almost say one of those 3 would take my 3rd slot. And unfortunately, for me, I feel that there can be, in fact, an NCSA player that will take the 4th slot in the grand finals. Who would it be? For me, it would be a lot harder lean towards Noisia, but Noisia needs to mentally be stable at all times. And he is another hothead player. He can lose his mind. Something can go out of the way. He might drink too much Monster because he does that sometimes and gets overly shaky. Whereas someone more like Cackney can put up those times and stay consistent, but again, don't be in a voice chat with Noisia so he doesn't get distracted. But yeah, so it would be a tricky one. Charles definitely could be a contender to make it to the end too, but I know he's been kind of back and forth with like how much he wants to really train towards Beacon as well as towards other events that are happening right now. So it's kind of that tricky mix up of how much time do I put in to each competition, but we'll have to see. I mean, we got an entire season of season 3 to decide who we will see in the grand finals. I just like to do that. And speaking of which, let's check out Div 2 if we do have that one ready for us. We do. Here are our players that have made it into Div 2. Again, unfortunate Melio will be stepping out, so Zeratrov will be stepping in to Div 2, but again, not everything is fully set in as last minute points have to be swapped around. But there's a lot of French flags up there, Padster. I'm generally surprised to see a lot of French and some Spanish flags in there too.
Yeah, I mean, Andy RC and Inco coming in for Spain. Yep. It's good to see. I feel like I've been seeing more Spanish flags recently. Some players there getting better at the game, which I think is always nice to see a region start developing a little bit. Yeah, there's a lot of really interesting names in here. I think Rancher can do very well as well. That is another strong player. It's just strong players across the board. I think Andy perhaps comes in as a favourite, but in my opinion, beneath that, it's chaos. I can't really think of who would be second behind Andy.
True. Yeah.
No. So the question is randomize. Out of these 16 players, who do you think is going to top the table and sort of try and make that promotion match? That's the big question.
Dang, you threw me right into my own question.
Yeah, boom.
I mean, honestly, there is definitely going to be some toss-ups here and there. Like you said, I think Andy is definitely a great contender to be in that top 4 right off the bat. A lot of it's going to come down to who actually really wants to train and focus in this Div 2.
Yeah,
I mean, we saw some surprise names in there. Like, again, Whoop is someone that we don't see compete too often, and here he is in the competition. I would love to see Whoop be able to go into that top 4. One other player that I'm generally happy to see in here, because it's a name that I don't see in much of like the big competition, and that's Akul down at the bottom.
Yeah.
I can see if Akul does train with the rest of the GB boys in Div 1, he will get a lot of pointers and a lot of that extra, insiders, something like at boss, like you definitely could probably give, like if you guys decide like, hey, we're going to, as a nation, we're going to represent together and we're going to help each other, push each other. I think he has a bit of that advantage that a lot of the other players don't tend to have when if you were training with Epple, Spazbaz right off the bat, you get extra points, because you learn more than someone like Nixatico who decides to train at like 10 o'clock at night in Western time. So he doesn't get as many points. He gets replays, but not as much like sitting down and talking to people. So I can see Akul being one of those like upset top 4 going to fight for promotion.
Yeah, me too. And just another pointer, again, glazing Akul a little bit here. In seeding, he actually got 7th on 2 of the maps, and he just had a bogey map with Malise where he got 20th. So he was actually in a spot where if he had a good 3rd map, that he could have been in Div 1. So, I mean, if he just works on his problem, which looks like to be Malise, then Akul can definitely do some damage in Div 2. And, I mean, yeah, if we do end up setting a Great Britain training group, then, yeah, he can take some pointers and fix the issues that he has on Malise. I think it's definitely something he can sort out.
Yeah, definitely agree with that one. I would say Padster, though, eyes on Zertrox, as he was able to get in due to the fact that Melio was out. If you were a player in that kind of position, how do you like? Are you happy that you're in, but like you're like, oh, technically I didn't qualify? How would you mentally get ready for the season?
I feel like for some players, I've certainly seen cases of situations like this where it's given them a bit of a burst of momentum because like they've been given this chance that they perhaps didn't think they were going to get. so they might do more with it. Admittedly, sometimes they do just go on to finish towards the bottom of the table, but
Yeah.
I don't know. We could see. It could cause a bit of an upset. It could be one of those things of just having that extra momentum of feeling like you've been gifted a chance. Does make you put in more work, but yeah, we'll have to see. It's really hard to call before you've seen them playing in cup mode, because although we try and put together, use a seeding format that is a bit more representative than just driving rounds or just doing time attack, it is still completely different to what cup mode is actually going to throw up.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's one of those things where actions will tell what will happen. I'm also getting DM'd and yelled at by one of the head people from B2, telling me that we somehow avoided talking about any of the B2 players in Dip2. So, whoops, my bad. Hi, Jan. Oh, wait. We see you. But, yeah, closing remarks, though. Padster, I'll start with you, man. Anything that we should be thinking about moving forward into the season?
Well, obviously there's going to be 2 more maps that will come out shortly for the season, so this isn't the full set yet, so we'll have to see how the players perform on then. Of course, slightly less time to train for those maps as well, so that's going to be interesting. In general, I just can't wait to see some good matches.
Yeah, same. Exactly. Epos, last words, man. It's your last time that you're going to be here on stream as a caster. Maybe interviews later on, but as for casters, what do you got? Anything in that mind of yours?
Please go easy on me, everyone. I'm hyped to see the next 2 maps. I think we have 3 great maps. We have a great production team. We're going to have some good matches. I'm excited to see the next 2 maps and see if we can make it my favorite map pack that's ever been released. So, fingers crossed for that.
Yeah, I mean, these are some dang good maps, and I have enjoyed the 3. I can't wait to see what the next ones are going to be. It's going to be exciting. Again, the season is going to be underway in just a week. We are going to finally get some good fashion beacon competition back on screen for you guys. So I'm all excited for it. I hope you are too. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us here in the qualifiers for Beacon Season 3. It's all going to be hard pace action moving forward. So, folks, make sure you hit the follow button if you haven't, so that you know when BeaconGG_ goes live. And we will see you next week. Have a great week.